So what'd you do on Saturday?
Saturday, I went to see Thunderbolts, finally, like we've been talking about. It was really good. I'm
What
sure
a
we'll talk
tease!
about that.
We're going to talk about Thunderbolts coming up.
Left the movie and was at a mall that has a Dave & Buster's. So went to play some video games at Dave & Buster's for a while. That was fun. And then left there. It was really nice outside. And I live near a Carowinds. And so I was like, I want to go ride a roller coaster. And so I did. I went and spent probably 3 or 4 hours at the amusement park. And I basically just kind of like took myself out on a date all day. It was nice.
A little self-date, little man date.
Yeah.
One-on-one.
Right. Nothing wrong with that.
Right. All right. Well, did you get lucky?
I don't.
What date was it?
Welcome to Wit and Grit, your go-to for stats, chats, and everything in between. The Wit and Grit Podcast.
This is usually where I do the legal disclaimer. I'm just trying to pull it up.
Yeah. It's important. Got to get that right. Getting it at all, though, is arguably more important.
Yeah. It's saying something right here at all. Is that what you're saying?
Right. I mean,
These
talking
are-
about the... There we go.
Any bets we make are our own bets. It is not gambling advice. It's not licensed to give any. Betting carries risk. Only ride with us if it makes sense for you. If you're struggling or questioning it, help is available at ncpgambling.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The dismount was nice there. At the beginning, you sounded like you were just making it up. Your cadence was off.
I pulled one from our F1 script.
Nice.
So that's why I said ride with us. It was and we're not really going to talk about F1, but I mean, man, for Max Verstappen, when he gets in open air.
That was a fun race this past weekend, however you say that.
Yeah, Williams got in the points. I mean,
yep.
And the TikTok reactions on our videos were huge because we got the information right after the match. And
thanks, guys.
I've got plans to meet up with some friends and try to have some like breakfast together and watch Monaco. And I'll be having we'll have reports out right after that. We'll have reels and everything. We'll have a video you guys can watch if you do not want to watch the action, or if you want to hear someone else's account of the action after you watch it to validate what you thought.
And that race is on
Sunday.
Yep, exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Bingo.
Yep.
Monaco.
I might try to go to that bar again that I tried a few weeks ago. Remember the one that I couldn't even stay at because it would have taken me the whole race to get a single beer?
Did they open at 7?
I'm going to have to get there at like 7. Yeah.
Check their Facebook.
Yeah, there's a whole like F1 Discord in this area that's pretty active, actually. So I could just hop in there and be like, if I actually want a chance to enjoy the race here, when should I arrive?
I could just drive down there, ditch my plans.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it is a holiday weekend.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about NBA. Let's talk about NBA first. And
sorry about your Nuggets, man.
Oh man! Once Aaron Gordon had a hamstring sprain, I was like, okay, they're on borrowed time. They just don't have the bench depth.
I think Jokic just missed his horses.
No, he did what he could.
Yeah,
the Thunder are the best team in the league, and they didn't have the bench to go against them. But at the end of the day, if they had a better bench, they're hiring a new GM now. The Nuggets are in full off-season mode. Will Dave Adelman get the head coaching job, their interim coach who took them to game 7 of the semis? Do they just keep him, try to keep the momentum from within, or do they go find somebody who might be able to, in their opinion, whether they're right or not, get more out of teammates with Jokic and things like that? I'm not sure.
Right.
I'm not sure if they're going to go with the GM first, the coach, like how. which way they're going to lean.
You just lean the way that Giannis likes. That'll work out well. If Giannis likes what you're doing,
to bring in Giannis, that would be pretty cool because we don't think he's going east.
I don't know, man. The Heat might make a move. The Heat might make a move.
The Bucks don't want to. You don't want to run into Giannis in the playoffs and have everybody saying, "Why'd you trade him?" Unless you made it to the finals, because then that's rich problems.
Yeah.
But if you trade him to the East, you could run into him in any round. I don't know.
Charlotte could use anybody.
Still in the East, yeah.
No, I'm aware.
You could trade him to the Hornets as kind of like we don't think you could save him.
Right, like this is cute.
But maybe you could. Maybe you could.
Yeah. I mean, there is some talent in Charlotte. If they got a piece or two and a coach, like who knows? I mean, they're terrible right now. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. They're awful. But they got LaMelo Ball's nice.
What if the Celtics sold the farm?
That'd be crazy.
They might be transitioning, retooling their roster with that Tatum injury.
Hey, we should talk about the 4 teams that are actually still playing basketball. That's 4 teams. My bad. That's my fault.
4 teams are still playing basketball. The Pacers I saw were 8-1 before. Frankly, the Western Conference Finals have started as we are recording this, so the games are underway. Hopefully, you made your own bets, but just for full disclosure, I've got 2 units on a parlay. I found the best odds on DraftKings, and it was over 5.5 games on each series. So I tied both of those. I did not pick a winner.
So you see each of them going at least to game 6, if not game 7. So pretty even matchups.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some back and forth for sure.
I mean, the playoffs have been amazing so far in terms of like quality of competition. So
I'm going to hedge if I'm waiting to see. I think the winner of the finals will be from the West.
Okay. So whoever comes out of that series. Yeah, you're right.
Sometimes the Sunbooks will just let you bet West over East, but you got to get a good number. So I'm waiting to see what the best number is, because the Thunder will probably get there, but if Ant and the Wolves get past them, the Timberwolves are the star pick, right? That's the star player. Ant is the star player left in these playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah. The Knicks are kind of the sweetheart, the Cinderella story, rather.
The Knicks are the public darling. Like the
there you go. That's
NBA
what I'm looking for.
Fan is just saying the Knicks are in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Knicks in 6.
Knicks in 6. And then the Pacers are just the Knicks are the only team remaining that have won a title. So if the Knicks lose, we get a first-time champion, but that's never that great for ratings. Right. It can be good for new fans. It can be good for new fans, but I don't know that Minnesota and Indiana would do great numbers ratings-wise. So that might not be what the NBA wants. But honestly, what your actual NBA fan would want is to see the Pacers and the Thunder play.
I think so.
Casual NBA fan, you're like, I'm watching for the playoffs, I'm just kind of here fan. What they want to do is they want to see the Knicks play against the Timberwolves and Ant.
Yeah. I don't know. The Pacers are interesting because you've actually you've kind of got a villain in Tyrese Halliburton to a degree. Like, he's not like a bad person, but you know what I mean? He's playing that persona and he's playing it pretty well. So I kind of want to see more of that. But I also really liked, discovering Jalen Brunson. I didn't know really much about him at all before these playoffs, and watching his game is really fun.
Oh man, Jalen Brunson has been a cold blood killer in the playoffs.
Oh man, it's awesome. Yeah.
He just needed them to get the roster right around him. And I saw, that's not the image we have up here, but I did see a story talking about how Brunson was like, he ended up being with the Knicks because they understood that he wanted to take less years and a little bit less money so he could surround himself with a better team. He wants to win.
Yeah. So let's talk about what you do have on the screen here. The final NBA games ever on TNT.
Yeah. ESPN's taken over.
Wow.
So it's only fitting that Reggie Miller, Indiana, great, would be the one on the call for these final Eastern Conference Finals with the Knicks and the Pacers. Do you want to talk about something that might be rigged?
Oh man, that is pretty exciting. That's wild. TNT's had basketball like for what feels like our whole lives.
Yeah,
that's nuts. I mean, it's TNT and True TV. I've always remembered like the T channels.
Yeah. So let's see. Who has? It's ESPN is the major carrier next season.
Yeah. And not at all what we're talking about, but I wonder what TNT is going to do to like make up that revenue stream. Like I can't think of literally anything else TNT does at all. Not a single thing. Can you?
TNT does a good job of showing old episodes of Charmed. And
great. Then they're going to be just fine.
Buffy the Vampire. I mean, a lot of
those supernatural shows from the mid 90s. Got it.
It's a specific niche. A lot of these places, a lot of these TV channels, frankly, just stream stuff like that all the time. Comedy Central's
syndication.
A rotation of syndicated shows, exactly. Yeah. And it works. People really don't want to tune into something that's like, whoa, is this going to be a lot?
You know, I will say,
come and go on.
In the streaming age, like if I'm just doing chores or something, or just kind of mindless stuff around the house, like I really don't want to sit there and decide like what to put on. Like, let me just throw on a channel and whatever's on, let it play. Like I sound old as hell right now, but like I kind of miss that
pleasures. But it was the price of cable that drove us away from it. Everyone's like, well, I mean, it's not that convenient.
It's like just push a button. I don't have to think about it, and there's just entertainment on my screen.
Let's talk about, before we get done with the NBA, what do you think of this? This has been out there. Rudy Gobert broke up with his pregnant girlfriend, Julia Bonilla, at the start of the NBA playoffs, telling her to move out of his home and take their 1-year-old son with her. Sources close to the wives and girlfriends of Timberwolves players tells Courtside Buzz the split was a bit of a shocker, considering that Bonilla and baby Romero were spotted at Minnesota's final regular season game on April 13th.
That's a month ago.
Correct. And they're still in the playoffs. It's like this this didn't come out.
Wow.
Imagine if Russell Wilson kicked Sierra out or something like that.
Yeah.
Like
before the NFC Championship game.
The coverage of the NBA and the NHL and all. I bet if this happened in the NHL, we may not even hear about it.
Well, we don't do a great job of talking puck either. Like, there's a couple of good NHL series going on right now, too. Florida Panthers and Carolina Hurricanes is going to be some crazy good hockey.
That's definitely something that Elliot could help us with.
Who?
Exactly. I've heard of him. Wait, who?
I missed that guy.
One day we had to get this one done in a hurry. Let's transition to the NFL. And before we go to the actual football question, let's just start with the craziest thing I saw recently.
Oh man, this.
Jordan Hudson has told at least one person that she and Bill Belichick are engaged to be married, per the New York Times.
I'm just like, don't get this story, man.
I've heard of them.
Yeah. It is so against everything that Bill Belichick stood for, like, my entire life. Like, him being in, like, so much in the public eye now is so crazy. And, like, I kind of agree with a lot of the talking heads that say this is kind of tarnishing his legacy to a degree. Like, I don't even have the problem. I don't have a problem with the relationship. Like, whatever, man, do your thing. Just like, why can't you do it in private? Like, oh man, I'm kind of over this, to be honest with you.
Well, people are prying into it. I mean,
yeah, big time.
Yeah,
but I mean, they did it. Jordan and Bill did it. Well, Jordan did it.
All she did was be spotted with them. I mean, Bill always seemed to be dating somebody who was younger than him. But
there was the one interview she really inserted herself in.
49-year age difference right there. See,
I mean,
Hugh Hefner was on one page of a paper doing stuff like this all the time, but then he just hid away in his mansion. He wasn't in the public eye. Bill Belichick's the head coach of UNC. He's out there, and they already sold out their games.
Oh yeah, Yep.
So they got that part out of it. Now, are they going to get a good football product?
I don't know. I'll be at their first game. They're playing against Charlotte here in Charlotte. Now I've got season tickets, so yep, I'm going to see Belichick coach UNC for their opening game. I'll watch him coach his first game.
Let's talk about it. Love to be there. You got 2 tickets?
Let's go. We can make that happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
on the podcast, you'll like text me afterwards, and then I'm gonna
what are you talking about? Of course not, dude. No. I mean, I forgot what else I was gonna say. I had one more thing on the Belichick. Oh yeah, the age difference is striking for sure. But like, I think the part that like they're really trying to get away from when people start talking about how they met, and she's like, "We're not talking about that," is that there was some research done. Pablo Torre Finds Out, really good podcast on YouTube. He did a deep dive, and it seems like they probably or almost certainly met when she was 19. And so I think that's a lot of what they're trying to get away from.
Is this
because I mean, yeah, technically legal, but like that's come on, man. Come on.
Every week this story's like a pendulum. Like a week ago, they were painting it like elder abuse because she was spending millions. As if Bill Belichick doesn't have millions.
Right.
Oh boy, yeah. He was at the Patriots just volunteering.
It's just so crazy that at my
2 decades.
At my grocery store checkout line, I'm seeing TMZ headlines about Bill Belichick on those papers. And it's like, that is never in a million years what I thought I was going to see.
Bill Belichick, before he got to the Patriots, was very friendly media guy. It wasn't until he got burned as the Browns head coach that he started to turn on the media.
Yeah, but then he developed the Patriot way.
Right, but then after the Patriot way, Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay and won one. And he went to television and he tried to entertain. And so now he's doing his like third act. And, you know, the honest truth is we all have opinions, right, in the springtime. But when it comes to like if UNC was in the Final Four somehow, I don't think that would happen. But if he coached UNC in 1 year and made the playoffs in football, is any of this going to matter to anybody?
Nope. Go the other way. Go the other way. They start 0-3. They start 0-3.
If they start 0-3, start 0-3, is it? No, they're still UNC in the ACC. They'll just talk about a team that's doing well.
I don't know.
ESPN and a lot of news outlets have gotten a lot. Oh no, see, he went to the college. They don't punch down on colleges like they do pros, right? Because it's like these are kids.
But this story is getting all the ratings.
Look at all the money Shadir Sanders lost going to the NFL from NIL. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
And
but anyway,
now he makes less money and we can hold him accountable. How does that add up? There's got to be a different line here. I think if you're in the military, you're an adult. Like if you could be in the military, you're an adult, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Dallas Cowboys, speaking of being an adult.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Me and Sean both wrote down how many wins we think the Dallas Cowboys are going to get on their schedule. Let's read through it real quick.
We should guess what the other person wrote down.
I'll just share the screen. It's Google. Yeah. I don't think Google. You think Google will sue us?
No.
Got him.
But yeah, let's guess how many wins the other person wrote down.
Okay.
So you tell me how many wins you think I think they're going to get. What did I write down for their win total?
I think you wrote down 9.
Okay. And I think you wrote down 7.
Oof. You are off.
You're off. I actually wrote down 5.
5?
5.
I wrote down 10 to 11.
Ooh, we have different thoughts on the Cowboys.
Dude, you are thinking so last year, brother. The Cowboys are an every other year team. It's the
I'm
NFC
looking at their schedule.
East.
I'm looking at their schedule, man.
All right. Okay, hold on. So let's look at the schedule here.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've got up last year, so I don't know what you're doing.
I've scrolled too far trying to get to the top.
I don't know what's happening here. Okay.
Here we go.
Hold on. All right. Starting with Eagles.
Okay. All right. between their first 2 games with the Giants and the Eagles, I think they get 1 win, 1 loss. They're going to win one of those, and I'm not so sure it's the ones we think.
Right.
The Eagles had a lot of changeover, a lot of moving parts they got to put together, and if they lose their opener, it wouldn't shock me.
I've got them beating the Giants in that game.
See, and I think they might lose to the Giants. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then the Bears and the Packers, I think they could win both of those.
Okay.
I don't know what the Packers have, but I think those are winnable games by the Cowboys, depending on, like, say you get the Packers in Dallas, so you don't have to worry about the cold there, and you're going to Chicago, but it's only September 21st. I mean,
right.
Earth, Wind,
and
Fire are still singing about the weather.
We don't know that's 2 weeks in a row you made that joke. I think you're done now.
September.
I don't think you can do that next time.
Wait till we get to, it's like, hey, we're right here, only a couple months away, May 20th. Coming up. It's coming right on up. The Jets, I think that's
no, I want to see more of Caleb Williams and how that offense evolves with DJ Moore.
Okay, that's fair.
I lost you there for a second. Sorry if I talked over you.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think I want to see more of the Bears. I want to see how that offense evolves with Caleb Williams, DJ Moore. I think that's a game that the Cowboys could lose in Chicago. And then, yeah, talking Green Bay, I think the Packers can beat the Cowboys for sure.
I just think that
I've got them getting a win against the Jets.
The Bears have a little bit more to lose, though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the Bears have more to figure out. The Cowboys are just got to get they're talking like they have 2 number 1 receivers, and I think they're right. And they have no running back to threaten them. So as long as they face a manageable passing offense, they're going to be able to put up some numbers, I think.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott is still that guy when he's not injured. It's regular season.
Oh, I agree.
They call him regular season Dak. CeeDee Lamb's healthy. You add Pickens, Micah Parsons, presumably.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. And they're going to have they have an easier schedule than some. They're playing the Bears.
I think they'll go on the road and beat the Jets. Yeah. They'll go on the road and beat the
Jets. I think they beat the Panthers.
I'm a little homer there, but I think Bryce Young and the Panthers are going to take a step forward.
Yeah, definitely. I just don't know if that's going to be against the Cowboys. A team. It just seems like an upset spot for the Panthers. It's not.
I think if it was in Dallas, I would agree with you.
You know, it's a lull spot for them, and like you're, or it could be the other way around. The Cowboys could be looking ahead to the Commanders, and it could be a spot for the Panthers to upset. Check back on October 12th.
I think both the Commanders and Broncos beat them.
I had them losing both Commanders games and to the Broncos. I don't have them losing to the Cardinals.
Same. I got them beating the Cardinals.
And the Raiders.
I've got them having a fun November. I've got them beating the Raiders as well. And they get the bye in there, and they get the Thanksgiving game. Cowboys fans are going to like November.
I think they can beat the Chiefs.
No.
On Thanksgiving. I think they can.
I mean, it'd be a fun game, but no, I don't see it. They're not beating the Lions.
The Chiefs have gotten older. They haven't found any, I don't know, unless the wide receivers are really good by then. I do not have them beating the Lions. I do not have them beating the Vikings.
Correct. I do have them beating the Chargers for their final win of the season.
Yeah, I had them beating the Chargers. Well, and then they've got the Commanders and the Giants again.
Yep. So I got Giants, Jets, Cardinals, Raiders, and Chargers as their wins.
They'll probably lose to the Giants there. If I could bet Week 17 Giants right now, I would. They'll just somehow win the game.
What is there? Do they have an over-under win total on the books?
Let's see what we got. Every time I share something, it changes this. Whoop. All right, so what number would you do it at? What number would you bet it at?
I would take the under at 8.5, 9.5, 9.5. I would think about 8.5. I mean, I'm sitting here saying
if
they
it was
5,
set at 11,
so.
would you would bet the under all day?
Hammer it.
Hammered shark, got him. Oh man, you can bet on the Cardinals to get
Cardinals. Look at Cowboys.
5 wins. Well, hey, calm down. I just got in here.
I don't care about the Cardinals wins. I think it's probably going to be
not being productive.
Okay. Well, we'll certainly talk more futures as we get closer to the season, but I imagine the Dallas over-under will come in around 10.5.
You think?
11.5. Yeah. Because I mean, your people are really like Dak, and he's a good quarterback. They added George Pickens.
Well,
I'm just sitting here thinking that they're going to take a step back on the whole and only be able to beat kind of the trash.
What makes me think that they're going to win more games? Oh, so you can get the Cowboys at over 7.5 wins.
See, like that's lower than I like.
Plus 115.
Yeah. I would.
So you could get them at over 9.5 at plus 210. So that's juicy. I could bet that ladder. I just think that you remember when I told you Jalen Hurts was going to be the MVP? It was because everybody was saying he wasn't going to be an important factor in all this stuff, and it was all Mahomes. And you just saw it building.
Yep.
Now everyone's trashing the Cowboys, saying, "Why are they on TV 5 times? No one wants to see them 5 times on television." And these networks run the same tired narrative every few weeks. So they're going to keep saying it all summer. They're going to motivate the heck out of this team. And I think they're going to have a pretty good regular season.
We'll see, man. I kind of like that we have different thoughts on the Cowboys. That'll be fun. I mean, that's how we were with the 49ers last year, and you ended up being right. So
I'll admit this time it's a very unconventional method. I could be talked off of this if there was like some serious stats working against them, but
right. And, you never hope for it, of course, but like one injury, one important player going down kind of tanks the Cowboys, right? Like whether it's Dak or Pickens, I was looking for the receiver, had the old receiver. Lawrence Taylor. What?
New York Giants legend Lawrence Taylor has admitted to calling 6 prostitutes a day and spending over $1,000 on parties. It was a hell of an expensive party. Let me tell you, that party never ended. In the huddle, thinking about smoking crack after the game.
Lawrence Taylor, what are you doing?
Why?
Why?
You've been gone. He's like, you thought Bill Belichick was wild? Nah, I'll help you out.
Yeah.
Bill. Let me get some headlines.
Oh my God, dude. Chill. Just chill.
No one entered the chat. Lawrence Taylor. So, used to order like 6 prostitutes, $1,000.
Hookers and blow, am I right?
Yeah. Not blow. He said smoking crack.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a different level. I don't know. I was never a New York Giant. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, apparently they do it different.
A report John Mayer, I'm sure, read with a big old grin.
John Mayer?
John Mara?
Oh. I was real confused.
I don't know what John Mayer reads. I'm not sure exactly what John
Mayer, if you're watching and want to call in or let us know, we'd love to chat.
All right. Here's one for you.
Yeah.
Less scandalous, more funny. The fact that Ewan McGregor's brother, Colin McGregor, is a pilot in the Royal Air Force, and his avatar nickname is Obi-Two.
That is pretty great.
That's funny.
Is that? I mean,
you know who he is?
It'd be a really weird thing to make up, but I was just about to ask you, is that real? But I mean, it'd be pretty dumb to make up. I
decided to use the meme version instead of the.
Yeah.
It's kind of just a fact on Wikipedia that didn't look as good as a screenshot. It's like, oh, look what I got here. So, are you ready to talk about Thunderbolts?
Let's do it.
About everything else?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're good.
All right, so go back to NBA betting real quick. Hoping the Thunder are up right now. Not sure, but I think that both these series go long, and I think that as you see these teams play each other, you'll be able to form your own opinion if you think there's an eventual champion coming. And if they're not called the Oklahoma City Thunder, you can get plus money odds on them to win now. If you think you know the combination for these teams, you might find a better value by betting an exacta, saying Knicks Thunder will be in the finals. Or you could say Thunder beat the Knicks in the finals and really up it, depending on the book you're on.
Which I like. I think I like that.
Is that what you like? You like that,
I think so.
That exact one?
Thunder over Knicks. I think so.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with
Alexa does not believe in the Knicks. She was just trying to let
Not
you know,
quite
like,
sure.
you must need some help. Amazon just kind of just took over. That was funny.
That was crazy.
What are the odds? All right, let's see if she does it now. Wolves Pacers.
She can't hear you.
Good. I think I cannot shake the fact that I think the Wolves are going to sneak in there. I don't know if it's because a team snuck in from the Western Conference last year, even though it was the Mavericks, but it just feels like Ant is having his moment. This feels
really
like his
good.
year. He's had the clearest path through the playoffs.
Really good, for sure. No doubt.
That's why I don't have any. I gave up on futures for the ECF and WCF because I just want to take over 5.5 games. And by the way, when I tied those odds together, it was minus 140, minus 170. Those are the best numbers I came across. Some were minus 190. So this is obviously the favorite opinion for both. It's not like I'm doing anything daring.
Right.
But it's a way to say we're going to get more basketball without deciding who is going to win. Allows you to enjoy the games as long as, I guess whichever team is up, you're just going to root for the other one that night. All right, let's get into Thunderbolts discussion. Spoilers coming up for Thunderbolts. If you have not seen that movie yet and you care and plan to go see it, maybe pause us, come back later. Go to the movie theater right now, watch it, and then when you get in the parking lot, turn this back on. And then
obviously, whenever we're talking the latest Marvel stuff, just assume that we're going to spoil everything preceding that as well.
Right.
So Daredevil's fair game, anything. Yeah.
Anything that's up-to-date information. If there's any leaks that me and him may know about because we were doing some research, we will try to give an extra warning for that.
Yep.
So,
cool.
Spoilers for Thunderbolts, aka New Avengers. This is a full breakdown of the best MCU movie I've seen in I don't know how long. I mean,
it's been a while. Yeah, I agree.
What was your last Marvel movie you left and you loved?
Probably Guardians 3.
It's been that long?
Yeah, I think so. Was that before or after No Way Home?
The timeline's confusing, both when they actually came out and when they are in the timeline.
But the
Shang-Chi
two
was great.
Yeah, that one's cool.
I liked, and this is controversial, but Ant-Man, Quantumania.
Yeah, that is controversial.
I loved it. It was everything you want from a movie. I don't know what you people want. I don't know what else you people want. I won't go on. Oh, it was Star Wars and Marvel. It was great.
Yeah. Well, do we count?
And now it's the only Kang we're gonna get, unless I'm right, and they secretly rehired him. Please. This fake title. Hold on, I got one more point. I'm sorry, I just led myself here. This fake title. The number one takeaway for me when they revealed, it was New Avengers. It was on a billboard, and yes, we saw the movie late, so we actually went after they'd already revealed the billboard, and it didn't ruin the movie for me at all.
Zero.
And it gave me so much hope that Jonathan Majors, who's been kind of quiet about the whole Marvel thing lately, that they just secretly worked out an agreement where he's been rehired, but they want to just keep him a complete secret and just kind of just one movie,
on screen.
All of a sudden he's in there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You could be right. Awesome?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not up to date on all the allegations and everything, so I want to be careful there.
We talked about it. The allegation is there was physical contact in a car. There's video of him getting out of the car and running several blocks as she pursued him. He was clearly, if something did or did not happen in that car, he was trying to remove himself from the situation, and she had become an agitator at one point. I'm not saying any of it was right. I'm just saying that, as far as they didn't need to do anything about this. They should have just let this play out, and they waited until he was found guilty, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you just read the charge. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's messy.
I get it. It's messy, but I'm just like, why are our congressmen facing charges more serious
Oh yeah,
than this?
it's
and they
ridiculous.
don't resign, but we have to
we can't-
hold our actors accountable.
We
Like,
can't
they
go down
play
that path.
pretend for a living.
Yeah,
They're-
but you're right. Cool character. I hope we haven't seen the last of Kang as a character, and Jonathan Majors, removed from anything extra, is a good actor. So those things can be true. Yeah,
and I mean, it could be true that they just stick to their guns, they fire him, and they replace him as Kang. Because I mean, it's not Jonathan Majors did a great Kang, but he could be replaced by a better Kang. There could be a different way they do Kang. So I don't know. Robert Downey Jr. might be Kang this whole time. At the end of it, it's just like a Bewitched thing, and it was Kang all along.
But with Thunderbolts, New Avengers, to get us back there a little bit. The one thing I kind of wish that the villain was a little like I liked the whole Bob storyline, but I wish there was a little bit more. Like they had the one fight in the Avengers Tower, what used to be the Avengers Tower, and that was awesome, where he just wrecked everybody. But I would have liked to felt the threat that he was a little more. Yeah. He. That's about the only note I have, though.
And the way they leave it at the end is very interesting too, because I get one without the other. So obviously we have a threat coming up, most likely to provoke the need for Bob.
Yeah.
A.K.A. Sentry. And I love how they're setting up a civil war, right? Kind of.
The post-credit scene was pretty huge. You had Bucky walk back in, and they asked like how it went, and he said not good, talking about the conversation with Sam Wilson, who we also learned is leading the other Avengers, the actual Avengers, whatever you want to call them. So it's brewing.
And apparently the New Avengers moniker, they expected to go to a different team, but I think you want to do things different enough in these movies to give you a new experience. I love that they put that name there, and then I loved how they were just like stuck in that situation. And Julie Louis-Dreyfus made that movie. She had so many moments. She's
like, awesome.
You can always get me a good cup of coffee, no matter where we are. That killed. That was like Elaine Bennis, straight out of it. And then also Wyatt Russell and David Harbour they were the comedic relief I did not expect them to be. They were so funny.
David Harbour was amazing. Red Guardian is like an instant favorite character of mine. Like I liked him in Black Widow, but now that I've seen him in 2 movies, like he's way up there for favorite Marvel characters.
Well, and it makes a lot more sense kind of why they cast him as Red Guardian, because after Stranger Things, that wasn't exactly the biggest role you could have given him.
Right.
Because it's arguably the most emotional scenes involve him and other characters, or 11 and other characters.
Well, I think the most emotional scene in this movie was him and Yelena as Bob was.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
They finally got to it. And like, when Yelena goes on that whole spiel and she's kind of spilling her guts to him, they're not superheroes in that moment. She's talking about the struggles any young person is facing at any given time. The monotony and just like kind of that, and like the void is obviously depression.
Right. Yep.
And they paint that metaphor in a way that feels like it still works inside the story. They go a little bit Legion, but not full Legion.
Right.
Which would have been 2 Multiverse of Madness probably. But
a little bit.
It was just a great way to show depression without coming off like heavy-handed. Sometimes movies that flop try to send messages like this, and they just don't handle it with the right tact.
Yeah. It is an interesting way that they approach the depression and trauma, I think, for sure. Given that he put them kind of in those traumatic moments to relive and all that stuff. Like that was, reconciling that sort of thing was, I think, a theme as well. Taskmaster. What the hell?
So we knew somebody was going to die really early, because you could tell just by the advertising that that's not the right number of people.
Right.
I honestly thought, and I think maybe some other people thought, but I thought it would go the other way. I thought Taskmaster would live, but
Yeah. I mean, that's I think
Ghost
that
and Taskmaster have pretty similar powers, though, right? Kind of.
not really. I wouldn't say. Ghost
I
was
mean,
pretty
one
much just the
disappears and
invisibility.
shows up.
Yeah, but Taskmaster copies any fighting style he's ever observed, which I
Right.
think they could have done more with. But
Well, I guess they could have done a lot more with Taskmaster, but I guess the only thing he couldn't stop is someone doing moves while they're invisible.
that's true. Which, I mean, it's what got him. So
Yeah.
he can't
Otherwise,
copy it if he can't see it.
Or she. Taskmaster
She.
was a she.
Yeah, she
in the
was.
MCU.
Sure, correct. Yep. That's correct.
So they could still have the male Taskmaster show up later
They could.
and be like crazy. They might do
Yeah,
that.
I mean, it's really only identifiable with the mask. So
Yeah. I mean, we didn't approve of them getting rid of Muse so quickly, but
I know
they didn't ask us.
they should have.
He might still be alive though.
Yeah, maybe. You mentioned when we were talking a little earlier about the fact that they didn't have to do kind of the old tired let's form a team thing in this movie, which I agree with. I liked that didn't have to happen.
It was great. It was the fact that there's no way to take these characters and have one of them pitch the idea of being a team without it being corny, such as when Right Guardian does it.
It was hilarious.
Joke. Yes.
Yeah.
And then they end up just working together. But when they go from wanting to lock her up to being stuck working on a team kind of with her.
Yep.
And that's the perfect situation that all these people would have been in. It's a now blackmail. So now it's the glove fits. No need to acquit.
Yep.
And I love how it's shaping up with, we already mentioned Captain America's old habits.
Yep.
Captain America's team. And then there's going to be, Haley Steinfeld has been going around as Hawkeye and some of these properties gathering, what are they called? The Infant
I think that's going to be the
Avengers?
Young
How young
Avengers.
are they?
Yeah. I think it's literally
That's
called the Young Avengers. Yeah. And I guess that would be her. I don't know, Peter or Spider-Man. No one knows he's Peter anymore. Spider-Man would probably be like legit Avengers, like with Sam, I imagine.
I don't think that he would. They might keep him out of it until his movie. He might just not be involved anymore, so they might just not call him.
Maybe, but
I
don't
have
see
a
that.
feeling. I like how they did. We like how they did the new Avengers name. Don't you think they'll do something similar with these other names? Like something big will break up. They'll have to go into teams, and they'll just have to come up with them quick. Okay, Young Avengers. You guys are the blah blah blah, and all right. You already call yourself the new Avengers. You'll be them. Just like so we know who's who, and just like you know, like that's probably how some of these names are going to come around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't know. Or do they save the Young Avengers for later down the road? Are they really building that, slow building that?
We'll probably get them in one of these upcoming 2 Avengers movies. Because they have been building it with Hawkeye, with Miss Marvel. Forgot about her. Like there's some young ones in there now.
How do they do something big without doing the same thing again? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, a lot of them are gone. They're going to stay gone. And then here's another movie.
They come back.
Oh, they're not that gone.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you avoid that
You're
again?
good. That's good. It's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know.
I think it would be pretty cool if we saw Doom take out everybody he knew about. And then there's like one character you didn't know about who's like Wanda or somebody powerful, you know?
Yeah,
I think Wanda is alive. I never thought she was dead.
Oh, yeah. Correct. She's definitely alive. There was
wake up,
no
people.
reason to show the little red flash in Multiverse of Madness if she was dead.
And we know it cost them money.
Yeah.
CGI, it cost them money.
Exactly.
So, I mean, Florence Pugh as Yelena.
Killed it. Yelena.
Yeah.
Yelena
And,
crushed it.
not a character I ever thought we were going to care about. So again, somewhere where they cast an actor or an actress that's really brought that character into being kind of important.
Mm-hmm.
Wyatt Russell, I mean, And you know who Wyatt Russell is. He's the son of Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn.
Oh, okay. Okay. That checks out.
And
I didn't
and
know
he's
that.
a former pro hockey player. He got injured, and now he decided to be an
Interesting.
actor.
That's cool. Not cool that he got hurt. Cool that he decided to be an actor. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with those parents, it's a good fallback.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say.
I know a couple people.
Yeah, like lasting impacts on the MCU from this. I mean, we have a new Avengers. That's huge.
A new Avengers that their most powerful person cannot operate, so a lot like the mid Hulk Avengers.
I imagine we're gonna get.
They don't have anyone in a suit. They have mostly people who need an elevator to get everywhere.
Oh my god, that was so many good lines. Like, so we punch and we shoot. God, we suck.
Yeah, because that's what the internet was saying about them.
Yeah.
They'd taken some of those reviews and put it in the scripts. Like, all this lineup just punches and shoots. What's going to happen in this movie?
Yeah. I think something's going to happen. Someone is going to get involved with Bob to teach him to control it. Yeah. Maybe Shang-Chi will be able to give him one of the rings or something, and that'll allow him to control it temporarily. I don't know.
Maybe mutants.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Professor X. Maybe he goes and hangs out with Professor X.
I mean, we know the Fantastic Four are involved. We're not completely sure how involved the X-Men are. We do know that at the end of the latest Captain Marvel movie, Beast is working on one of the characters. So we do know, like, they exist.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm assuming they're going to come into play here. The real question is, well, I guess it's going to be the classic lineup. Yeah. How do you juggle all this and not overload a movie?
It's going to be crazy, man. That's why there's 2 Avengers movies over the next 2 summers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they needed to do with Infinity War and Endgame, too, because it was so much happening. And I think they executed that pretty well.
They did.
But to your point, they've used some pretty strong plot devices that they really shouldn't lean on again. So I hadn't thought about that. You know, what's going to be the big moment that gets the theaters standing and cheering?
Yeah.
Because Avengers Assemble and everyone coming through the portals was it.
Yeah, you did it.
Yeah.
So that's why I think you have Doomsday be about Doom literally winning. And then the next Avengers movie is like
very dark.
Hope sparks up and you have to, but how much of it can you bring back and it still feels like there were real stakes? Does that make sense?
I totally agree. Doomsday does need to be a dark movie and it needs to have some lasting impact.
Well, I guess it will, because if they just merge the Fantastic Four's world with X-Men, and like if they just want to really make if they make one timeline or something and everybody's there, then what an unimaginable nightmare that would be for
we still got
rent
Loki
and housing rates and everything if you just merge all these. 5 people lived in that apartment. It's like, well, we can't share it. We're all the same guy. I won't know whose stuff is whose. I don't know. I mean, yeah, we still have Loki with the timelines. You're right.
Yeah. There's a lot happening. A lot. We have 3 Spider-Men now. Like, pretty sure they're confirmed to like come back in some capacity. So it's a whole
Doctor
lot.
Strange is out there with a third eye.
Yeah, and what's her name? That chick that found him at Clea. I think it's Clea.
Yeah, Clea.
Clea. Like that's a big deal in his story. There's a lot going on, man. Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool is just stepping through the door of this universe and story.
And I'm sure he'll probably be involved, or
I would hope so. I mean, I guess they don't have to because those movies will do well enough on their own, but they should. I really want to see him interact with some of these MCU characters.
I think it would be funny if maybe like after you thought everybody was done, you just saw Deadpool and She-Hulk like movie
maybe that's who
style, just like sitting in the front row talking about the movie. They're like, well, I don't like that. I'm going to change this. Hold on.
Doom can kill everybody, like you said, and then the one that he didn't know about can be Deadpool, and Deadpool can save the day and bring everyone back.
If you were going to take a character like that and try to make them the unlikely hero, yeah, but you can't do that with Deadpool. You're going to ruin him if you try to dumb him down for a non-R-rated movie. He's got to come super raunchy and weird.
Yep, you're right. It'd be cringy as hell.
And She-Hulk would, I think, tank a mainstream audience, but they're probably going to use her for something.
Probably. Well,
I mean, I think the hero might be sitting in front of us all along.
Yeah. Spider-Man?
Doom wouldn't know to take him out. Nobody remembers him.
That's true.
He'd be the only one they didn't know about. And it's like if he thought he had gotten rid of all the heroes, quote unquote, and if the main population was there, then you have somebody who's pretty smart in Peter Parker, taking down the person that looks like his old mentor.
I was going to say, if there is actually something there, if there's any Tony Doom relation whatsoever, that would just add to that.
Yeah.
That would be cool. I know they said there's not, but it can't be no relation, right? They didn't just cast him because they missed RDJ. Well, there's going to be something.
It could be no relation, but the thing is, for the character we know, Spider-Man, he's going to look the same. There's a thing there for him, even if it's not there for the other guy.
Yeah.
Now, maybe they're going to do something where they show us Doom's backstory, and he was really close to a guy that looked just like Spider-Man. Like maybe they'll pull the double reverse.
Yeah.
It's like, so they've got a weird bond. Maybe Spider-Man will just take down the world because he couldn't have anything he wanted. It's like everybody
he did almost kill.
Is dead, and I didn't get anything. I didn't get to keep any of my friends, and my girlfriend to know who I am.
And he was ready to kill. In No Way Home.
Close.
He was ready to do it.
You can't walk him back now. He already made the growth.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting what happens. We've got plenty of time to figure it out. I'm pumped about Mission Impossible.
Yeah, that's this weekend. That's going to be fun. I don't know if I'm going to make it this weekend or not, but I'm going to theaters for that one for sure.
Oh, yeah. You got to go to theaters.
That's going to be so cool. I need to rewatch part 1 again, honestly.
It's a little over 2.5 hours, so get ready. I just looked it up. If you have Amazon Prime, it's available in the U.S. So
nice. Good to know. Good shout out.
Yeah,
Amazon.
I already looked it up. Go look at Mission Impossible. They do the logos weird. It's all like the 7 is like sort of looking like a fancy 1, so don't get confused. No, like they do a graphic. It's like Mission like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I know, and they all look the same basically.
Well, they're very distinguishable except for the 7 and the 1.
Yeah, because I saw a series that all look the same. It's like a red series of movie posters. Yeah,
that was it.
Yep.
Okay, so that's it on the Thunderbolts discussion, right? Anything else you wanted to add?
I think so. I mean, that's all that's in mind right now. I mean, we can always revisit it in future Marvel conversations, but awesome movie. Love the characters. Love where they're going. Very, very few notes, really, if any.
The film follows 2 people with nothing in common, played by Barbara Streisand and Robert Redford, as they fall in and out of love.
Anyway,
so what are you up to? You sneak. I think
we didn't know we had a guest appearance this episode.
I want to give a shout out to the movies before we're done. Shout out to the movies. You are having a glow up in May. It's been sleepy, but Sinners, Thunderbolts, Mission Impossible coming up. It feels like Hollywood's finally back in a normal swing. We're not just waiting for you remember the year when everyone waited for Barbie and Oppenheimer on the same day?
I think Jurassic gets back to form with this new movie too.
It looks like an interesting return to form. I like how they're going a different direction with it.
Yep. I think they get back to what made those movies so special to begin with. The World Series was okay. Trilogy was okay. Like, I enjoyed them. I went and saw all 3 of them in theaters. But underwhelming on the whole, I think.
I got bored watching the second one and didn't watch anymore.
So sounds like we kind of
I
agree
enjoyed
there.
the first one. Jurassic World 1 was great, but I watched the second one at home, lost a little bit of interest, and then but I didn't even go see the third one because I
really like the concept of this new one. It's the island that houses all the dinosaurs that they deemed even unfit for the park because they were too dangerous. I think that's a cool concept, but they're going there for like pharmaceutical reasons or something, They're
going there to get a sample of X amount of dinosaurs, right? I like the idea that we're going to have Scarlett Johansson seemingly being the lead.
Yep.
With, let me look it up. I'm pretty sure an Oscar-winning supporting actor right next to her. Is it Mahershala Ali in that one?
Maybe. I only saw the trailer once before Thunderbolts. I hadn't really heard much about this or seen much about it at all prior to that.
Yep, Mahershala Ali. So
Nice.
she's got like literally one of the best supporting actors.
So they got a good cast. They got a good concept. Like they've got built-in viewer. Like people are going to go see that movie no matter what.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that one too.
Yeah, looks like it's gonna be fun. Did you catch the finale of SNL?
I did not. No.
So on the finale of SNL, I'll just catch you up on this one part real quick. When they did their joke swap, they do the joke swap on the last episode on Weekend Update.
Yep.
Michael Shea had, I think, made Colin say some things about Scarlett Johansson, his wife. So this time he made Michael Shea apologize to Scarlett Johansson, who was hosting the last episode.
Nice. That's awesome. Man, she's been a lot, hasn't she? She's been on there quite a few times, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she's a frequent guest. She does. She does a good job.
She's awesome. Yeah.
I was trying to do a ranking of my SNL 50 hosts, which ones were the best, because I've actually seen every episode this season. Nice. And, well, okay, I take that back. I probably missed a few, because I was reading through the list, and I'm like, I think I missed the first one. I think I started number 2. Sorry, Jelly Roll. I missed that. I don't remember seeing you at all. But Quinta Brunson was an undersold, like, really good one. Walton Goggins had a good one. Okay. Some of the heavy hitters that you would usually see from years past, like Nate Bargatze, his episode was all right. It wasn't as good as his first one.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But I was entertained the whole time when Jack Black was the host. So.
Oh yeah, that dude just oozes entertainment.
Yeah, Jack Black had not been there in so long. He had a lot in the chamber ready.
He was ready to go.
Yeah, and so you could tell he was ready to just like crush this.
No.
So I think Jack Black takes it. I didn't even know we were going to talk about that, but there it is.
It felt like we were wrapping up, and then we got like into a whole nother conversation, but it was a good one.
We could talk media all day. This is also the first season in a long time that nobody had a big like, we're leaving. This is my last season of SNL. So will Lauren just fire some of them? I don't.
Keep it interesting.
Will there be changeover, or will you just like, oh, good, I don't have to 50 years of this. I don't want to do any changeover.
Yeah, really.
Thank you for tuning in to the Wit and Grit podcast. Please remember to gamble responsibly. Gambling should be a hobby, not a liability. Only bet what you can afford. When we talk in unit sizes for very specific reasons. We want you to know that this % of our budget would go towards this bet. And as a reminder, my best bet today was 2 units on overs on both the Eastern Conference and Western Conference finals. You can parlay that together. No idea what it will be like once you hear this and one of the games have happened. The odds might have changed, but if you can get anything close to, over plus 100, I think you're doing well because you don't have to pick a winner.
Agreed.
Please, Sean, don't go on anymore.
I need to really calm down. I'm really excited about it.
I need you to calm down. I need you to stop freaking out.
You looked like you were like kind of in that state of deep thought where you're like, yes, I just landed on what I wanted to say. So I was giving you space, but I guess I was wrong.
But that's what I love watching.
Oh, there's Elliot. He made it
there
just in time. All right. Wit and Grit Podcast. I'm Ian.
I'm Sean. Everybody have a good week.
Peace.